Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. This is Amy from With Love by Amy, and today's card is for the Obscure Holiday Hop in September on Instagram, hosted by Miss A Makes. I will leave the information in the description box below. So the first thing I'm going to do is get out my Masking Magic from Gina K, and we are going to try to do this card primarily with lawn fawn items because I frequently just mishmash everything together, but I thought a fun challenge would be to try to use the limited amount of Lawn Fawn products that I have on this. And we did use the Gina K Amalgam Black ink because I knew I was going to color these. So I'm using Germ Free Bear because he's honestly like other than a polar bear from Stampin' Up! A long time ago, that's the only bear I have in my stash. So we are just going to stamp this bear, and we're going to kind of make all the bears look like they're overlapping each other. So that's why I die cut out the bear in the Masking Magic, so that when I move on to the second bear, it won't be, you won't have messy lines when the bears are kind of like in front of each other and behind each other, because I kind of want the bears to overlap. And because we know that uneven numbers are what is appealing to the eye, I'm going to do 5 bears. But while you see me stamping out these bears here, I am going to talk about the holiday that I chose. So the holiday that I chose for September this time is Teddy Bear Day, National Teddy Bear Day. And so for those of you who don't know the history of the stuffed teddy bear, the stuffed teddy bear was named after President Theodore Roosevelt. And the reason that the stuffed bear got its name of teddy bear was because when Theodore Roosevelt was hunting, he refused to, it was in 1902, and he refused to shoot a bear cub while he was hunting that had been trapped. So it made the news, and then shortly after there, a store in New York started creating a new toy, and they asked Mr. Roosevelt if they could call it the teddy bear. And apparently he agreed because now there's teddy bears everywhere. And this holiday kind of like hits home with me a little bit. I was never a huge fan of stuffed animals, but my son is obsessed. Like anytime we let him get a souvenir from anywhere that we go, it's always a stuffed animal. We went to Disney World and he was able to get some souvenirs from the parks we went to, and he chose stuffed animals. And I know that a teddy bear is different than a stuffed Mickey, but he is obsessed with stuffed animals. And he's 6, and it's really cute that he's still obsessed, but, you know, I'm sure it's not going to last forever. So that's why this holiday was what I chose this year. All right, so I am done with the stamps now, and I did color all these. I sat in an appointment with my daughter for speech therapy, and I colored the 4 bears on the right-hand side. And I ran out of time, so then when I got home, I colored the last bear. And I think only the lightest colored bears were done with Olo markers. The rest of them are some generic art markers. You see the one that I'm using there is it's a generic marker. My mom gave me these, and I don't know what brand they are, but they work since I don't really have a ton of bear colored markers yet. Hopefully for my birthday, I will be able to order some more Olo markers because I love Olo markers and I don't have nearly enough. And I think I have 1 brown Copic. I think the brown Copic might actually be what I colored the center bear with. So, one thing I was going to mention was the Masking Magic that I cut out in the bear shape. I did actually put the backing back on it, and I stuck it in the packaging for the bears because I figure if I ever want to do another masking project with these bears, they only have a little bit of ink on them, so they're still usable. So I like to do that whenever I die cut something with Masking Magic and it's still usable. I will stick it in the package so that it's one less step I have to take when I decide to do that same technique again with masking. All right, we're coloring in the snouts. This one was an Olo that I did this one with, and then this is the very last step I'm doing. That bear, because the brown was so dark, his lines I felt like kind of got lost. So I'm going to re-stamp him, but I had already taken the stamps off of the Misty because I didn't think I was going to need to do that. So in order to make sure that it's like absolutely perfect, I will use the acetate overlay. I don't know what the heck it's called, but it's from Simon Says Stamp, and it has grid lines on it, and I will put, I'll put that over the card panel, and it is just going to help me make sure I don't mess up my already beautifully stamped and colored card when I restamp the lines on that teddy bear in the center, because he just kind of got a little muddied in the midst of all this. So there, when I'm sure he's perfect, I'm going to take off the acetate sheet, or wait, maybe I don't know if it's perfect yet. All right. Yeah, I'm like triple checking this because I do not want to mess up my beautifully done teddy bears. All right, so there we go. It's perfect, and now we're stamping it down. Ah, there we go. All right, now to ink it up. And I did use a different ink. Oh no, I'm using the Gina K ink again. Yeah, it does help a little bit to be able to see the teddy bear's lines a little bit more. And I am going to just fill in a little bit where I felt like the matte kind of like didn't cooperate like I wanted to. So I'm just using that micron pen to kind of fill in where I feel like the bear should have been a little more lined out. But yeah, so there's the panel all done. And all right, and I used the outside in stitched rectangles dies from Lawn Fawn to just add a little visual interest to the outside of the panel. And then I'm going to use the Henry's ABCs dies to write part of my sentiment. We're going to write bear. And I had not cut these apart, so yeah, that's what I'm doing here. Clipping them apart. And then, so there we go. We're going to cut that out of that cardstock. And it turned out pretty cute. And then after I poke out all these letters, we're going to see what else we can do, because I wanted the sentiment to say something along the lines of bear hugs. All right, so then we decided we're going to do Lawn Fawn's Henry Jr. ABC stamps to write out sending and then hugs. So the sending I'm going to do in white ink, and that's, I think that's Hero Arts Unicorn White pigment ink. And I'm not 100% sure how to make it look brighter other than adding embossing powder onto it. But I did try to stamp it a couple times. Maybe I should have made it dry and then stamped it again. Maybe that would have made the white a little brighter. I don't know. But it turned out okay. So we're stamping the white ink. And I do like it. It's a good quality white ink. However, it does take time to dry. So don't be like me and don't rush. Because you can see towards the end of the card that I didn't have any patience. All right, so we set up the word hugs. The hugs word is going at the bottom. We're doing that with the Henry Jr. ABC stamps, and that's going to go at the bottom. Yes, I know that's risky, stamping on the panel when it's already done, but I figured if it messed up, I could always just put a piece of cardstock over it with the word on it too. Nobody would be the wiser, right? All right, so there's the word hugs, and the sentiment, the black sending, there you go. That's what it's going to look like. And I just wanted to make sure I was spacing it all out to make sure it all fit properly. And because of the size of the black strip that says sending, I started with the R and I worked my way backwards just to make sure that there would be enough space. If I was trying to evenly space it out, I would have, done the R and then done the B. But I wanted to make sure that there was sufficient space for this piece of cardstock to fit on there. And yeah, here's the moment where I smudge it all up because I have no patience. But then we're going to set the clear block on it and let it dry. And here is the finished card. I think it turned out adorable. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate it when you like and subscribe. It really helps my channel out. And don't forget to check out some more videos and come back soon to see what else we got going on. Shop Your Stash September 2023 is going strong. Thanks. Have a great day. See you soon.